What's up, guys? It's Rory coming at you with my second video. I told you in the first video, today being Thursday, September 1st, 2016, that I was going to be making another video today, and this is it. Today, we are going to be talking about video games. So what is going on in the video game world? Here's a little history about my video game stuff. As you can see, I'm rocking back and forth. I love swinging back and forth. That helps me think. So I love the video game world. My first video game system was back in 93, 94. And my first ever video game was Sonic the Hedgehog 2 on the Sega Genesis. Yeah, that big black thing. Yeah, no, not going there. Not going sexually. No, the box that you had the cartridge, you put the cartridge in and you play it. Yeah. So my first one was like when I was 3 or 4 years old, and I ended up beating the game in about 1 or 2 days. So my family was like, whoa, you know, this kid's good at video games. So they just kept on with my video game thing until after a while it became an addiction when I became a teenager. And, you know, I was always kind of obsessed with video games. So like I had the Sega Genesis, and then I went from playing that to going to the Super Nintendo and playing Mario and all those games, and then went to a PlayStation. I got a PlayStation. When I also got a Dreamcast, a Sega Dreamcast, when they had Sonic Adventure, and I had Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, and I played both those games, beat both of those games to its entirety, finished all the side quests, all the playable characters, everything like that. So then, you know, I have played all these games. PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2. Have not had a PlayStation 3. Had no interest in it because my friend got me involved back in high school. My friend Paul got me involved in playing Halo. And this was when the 360 came out. Not when Halo first originally came out. This was like around the time in 2007 when Halo 3 was out. And I remember him inviting me over to... I had maybe played Halo once before that, but like the multiplayer wasn't really interested in the storyline, didn't know much about it. And then Halo 3 hit, and then he kept beating me and beating me and beating me at Halo 3, and I just got tired of it. I was like, you know what? I am done. I am going to go out and buy this damn console, this 360, and then I'm going to go and get Halo 3, which it did come with Halo 3, and then I'm going to get really good at this game, and I'm going to go back over to his house, and I'm going to beat his butt. So I did. I went for like 2 weeks. Like, I started slacking in school a little bit, and I was just like, you know, I got everything set up. I even had the online stuff, you know, the multiplayer. I was playing online, people better than me, and I was getting my butt beat, but I was still getting better and better. And so finally I went over to his house, and I finally beat him because his stupid little butt kept grabbing the gravity hammer in the center of the Guardian map. And if you didn't know anything about Halo, you know what the Guardian map is like. Just very short. Everything like special is in the middle and like on the sides. So I just kept beating him, and he was just like, "How'd you get so good?" I'm like, "Because I got a 360," and just, yeah, I took it to a whole new level with him. So that kind of started my Xbox days, and I am an Xbox person. Although recently I have been wanting a PlayStation 4, and I've had the Xbox One twice, and okay, so make a long story short, I won't tell you everything, but when I had my first Xbox One, when it came out, I had gotten it from a place. I'd wanted it so much, and I couldn't afford it all at once. So I was making payments at a rent-a-center, and then all of a sudden I had it paid off for like 3 months already, and rent-a-center comes back to me and they're like, "Hey, you didn't pay it off, we need it back." And I'm like, "What are you talking about? I got the receipt right here." And they ended up taking it back, you guys, and I was just like, fine, I don't need a rent-a-center. So I stopped playing Xbox One for a while, and then I moved over to Germany. Crazy story there. I might tell it to you guys, but then again, I may not. But anyway, so I moved over to Germany, got an Xbox One over there, and it was great. I was able to play Halo 5. Halo 5 was amazing. I love the storyline. I love where they went with it. I love the graphics. Love everything about it. Characters were amazing. And then I moved back here. And when I moved back here, I couldn't bring my Xbox with me, so I gave it to a friend of mine over there who now still currently has it. Anyway, so that's kind of like my gaming history. So now we're going to go into like some video game news. So I'm going to click on a couple links here that I searched on Google for some video game news that is happening today. And the first thing that we're going to talk about is what I found. The first little link that pops up on Google is what it's like to date a video game character. Now I thought that was kind of strange. I did not read it ahead of time, so we're going to go ahead and kind of read it together and go through it. So,
my brother and I.
No, I don't want the video to play. Sorry. That was video playing in the background. Okay. Alright, here we go. So what it's like to date a video game character. Japanese otome games give women the chance to meet the perfect boyfriend. The only catch is that he lives on their phone. So, wait. So, I can go on my phone and get a Japanese anime girlfriend right now? That's awesome. What if you could have... Okay, the perfect boyfriend. What if you could have the perfect boyfriend at the touch of a button? With Japan's otome games, you can. Asterisk. As long as you're okay with him being virtual. Otome is a dating simulation game that is essentially a modern romance novel targeted towards women. Before I go on, I have to say that I have to give credit to the website so I don't get hit for that. It's on Seeker.com, and if you look or search for what it's like to date a video game character, I might leave a link in the description. But this sounds a little crazy to me. Like, why would anybody want to have a simulated girlfriend? A relationship is all about human interaction, guys, and this is just crazy to me. I can understand how it could be fun for a time, but you're not gonna want a simulated girlfriend forever, or even a simulated boyfriend forever. So simulations games became popular in Japan in the 80s. I did not know that. But the first one targeted towards women, called Angelique, was released in 1994 for Super Nintendo. Also did not know that. The success of Angelique made it obvious to the industry that games for women should focus on romance. Okay, makes sense. Women are into romance. Today, otome games are a normal part of Japanese culture. Seeker spoke to Lena, area manager for the Japanese gaming company Cybird, who explained that they try to make the romance in their games feel as real as possible. I won't read through the rest of the article, you guys. You guys can go check it out. I will leave a link in the description so you can go check it out. But this just sounds crazy to me. Like I said, I don't know anybody that would want a virtual boyfriend or girlfriend for a long time. I mean, it's like having, what was that, a Tamagotchi pet. Back in the day, you had to feed it, water it, and then if you didn't, it just died out on us. I think, there's still one going after about 5, 6, 7, 8 years or something like that. Some kid holds the record for his Tamagotchi pet, and that's just crazy enough. I have problems sometimes remembering to feed my own dog, let alone feed a Tamagotchi pet. But let me just say this too. I don't have anything against it if you want a virtual boyfriend or girlfriend. I just think it's kind of weird. But let me know in the comments what you think. So now we're going to go on and get rid of that link. And we're going to go over to the world of FPS, first-person shooting. So I read a little bit of this one, and they are going to, the creators of Overwatch, if you don't know what Overwatch is, it's the new shooting sensation game that kind of looks like Nickelodeon characters. I know they're not Nickelodeon characters, but it kind of looks like Nickelodeon characters, were created for a FPS game. And some of them look pretty cool. Like, there's a couple of the female characters. I have not played the game. I've seen a couple of the characters, and there's one that looks like she looks kind of like what's her name from Avatar: Last Airbender, Katara. Yeah, she looks a little bit like Katara, and so I just want to keep calling her Katara. Anyway, so I'm gonna read this together. How video game Overwatch is trying to make the leap to esports. Okay. There's a lot of money to be made by turning a video game into a competitive sport. It's true, you guys. There are a lot of esport games out there. Call of Duty, Halo 5 had a $2 million cash pool for the winning team. There are millions of fans watching video game athletes compete for millions of dollars in prize money. I will also say this. There was a rumor, and I'm not sure, I think there may be talks about it, but I would not consider this an athletic sport. But I heard rumors that they're going to try to add this inside the Olympic Games. I don't believe that we should be doing that. Olympic Games are for actual agility, physical sports. I don't think that we should be adding a virtual sport to it. People, you may comment about this and say, well, it takes skills to have, actual video game prowess. But nowadays, with the way that people are using bots and aimbots and stuff like that, yeah, like I know in a real sense where you actually have to show up somewhere to compete, you can't use the cheats. But on your normal time, there are a lot of people that use bots for aiming, for everything else. And it blows my mind, the cheaters that are out there. Me personally, I don't cheat at a video game. If I'm not good enough to beat somebody, I will get angry about it. But in the long run, I know that they're better than me. Unless I know that they're using a bot. I can kind of tell. I've been playing FPS shooter games for a long time. So continuing on with the article, by the way, this is found on npr.org. I'll leave a link in the description. Generations from now, maybe millennia from now, when archaeologists look back on our time, they may find evidence of the moment when we went from playing physical sports to esports. Video game athletes are watched by millions of fans as they compete for millions of dollars in prize money. Promoters now want to move esports from living rooms into sports arenas. Jeff Landa follows one game company to learn how it's done. Jeff Landa starts talking. The key arena in Seattle, Washington is sold out. The capacity crowds here for the grand finals of an esport game called Dota 2. Dota, not played it, seen videos of it, looks like a great game. There's a lot of people into it. Two teams sit on the stage behind large computer screens. They go back and forth, and they just basically beat the crap out of each other like every other game. And let me just say this, a lot of video gamers, we are very competitive. In fact, I think I've broken like about 10 controllers over the span of my 25 years playing video games. Never broken a console though I have gotten the red ring of death from my Xbox 360 one time. And let me just tell you, Microsoft was great with the customer support that I got. I guess this is a plug for them. So if anyone from Microsoft is listening, you have great customer support. I have hardly ever had an issue. I had one issue one time, and it took about a week to clear up. But everybody was super friendly and nice when trying to figure out the situation. And when I had the red ring of death, which doesn't happen anymore back in the good old days, I called them up. And they sent me a box. It took maybe 1 or 2 days for them to send me a box. I sent it in within maybe, I think it was like 2 weeks. It was hard 2 weeks not going, playing video games. But within 2 weeks, they sent me the information that they could not save my 360. So they sent me a brand new one. They actually even upgraded it to the 360 black. And it had like the 250 gigabyte hard drive. It was awesome. Let me say this, guys. It was just amazing, the customer service that I got. And they didn't even have to upgrade it. But because I was a good customer and talked with them about it, they were very helpful. So anyway, that was that story. I will go ahead and leave a link in the description for this one. Let me know what you think about Overwatch becoming an esport. And let me know what you think of esports in general. Do you think that we should be having esports in the Olympics? That we should try, not abandoning, but we should move towards esports or electronic video gaming as an actual thing where we can win medals and lots of trophies. I know it's sometimes about the money. Mostly always it's about the money. But there is still pride in getting gold medals and stuff like that. So, moving on to the next one. Excuse me, I don't know why I have something in my throat. My goodness. So, this one, guys, is from the New York Times. It's on the NewYorkTimes.com website, and I found it kind of interesting. So go ahead and read this together. And it says, video games allow characters more varied sexual identities. Okay? Bear with me on this. Alright, in the popular simulation game, The Sims, great game, players have long been able to create male and female characters, but only up to a point that changed this year, 2016. In May, Electronic Arts, EA, the publisher of The Sims, released a patch for the game that removed all gender barriers, freeing players to create virtual characters with any physical attribute, which we were all excited for. I have played a little bit of The Sims 4. I don't have it on this computer, but I played a little bit of The Sims 4, and let me just say, it was great. Because even though my Christian background, I'm a Mormon, you guys, and Mormon is a part of Christianity. It's a sect of Christianity, and, but I'm not a hater. I don't hate on gay people, gay men, lesbian women. I don't hate on your orientation unless it is causing an issue. If you are making it an issue where you are a gay man or a lesbian woman and you are creating problems and you are being mean and hateful towards other genders, you're being hateful towards another person's sexual orientation or who they are, no matter what it is, age, sex, gender, race, whatever it is. If you're being a hater, I'm going to hate on you back because that's not cool. Okay? We're all trying to live a life the way that we want, and we shouldn't be hating on each other. It's ridiculous. There's enough hate at Trump rallies. Oh, sorry, I can't say that. It's YouTube, the new YouTube stuff. There's enough hatred towards certain rallies of people that I cannot name. But anyway, there's enough hatred in the world, you guys, and we don't need to be having the hatred. So anyway, for Blair Durkee, the shift was significant. The day after the patch was introduced, Miss Durkee, a student at Clemson University in South Carolina, logged into The Sims and started designing her first transgender character. She named the character Amber, gave her a deep voice and broad shoulders, and made her infertile, which is really the only attribute that all trans people have in common, said Miss Dirk, 28, who transitioned to female at 24. She says, quote, a lot of people assume that all trans men have feminine features and trans women have masculine features, but that's not the case, unquote. She plans to make another trans character as a love interest for Amber. So there you go, love blossoms in the video game. This inclusive attitude toward gender and sexuality, once a rarity in video games, is becoming more common as games take on more diverse and weightier subject matter beyond flesh-eating zombies and alien attacks. I'm going to stop it right there. So, that being said, I know this video is kind of long, and I will cut it. I will stop right now. Let me know what you guys think of this article from the New York Times. Like I said, I will leave a description in the thing, or a link in the description below, so that you guys can go check out the news articles. Personally, don't hate on one another. Don't hate if you're a lesbian or gay or black, Mexican, white, Asian, whatever you are. Just don't be a hater. Like, respect each other. It's not that hard. If we respect each other, we have a lot more fun time than one side hating on the other side, this one rising up to try to bring this one down, this side rising up to try to bring this side down. Let's just be on an equal level here, guys. Let's come together. Let's mesh. Let's clash. Anyway, guys, that is it for this video. I thank you guys for watching. Please leave a comment in the comment section below. Please hit the subscribe button. Please leave a like or a dislike. Like I said, I care, but I don't care, if that makes sense. This is the creative process that I need. I need to know what makes my videos better, what you guys want to see, what I can do for you guys. I have a lot of good things, like I said, coming up in the future of these videos. And so yeah, guys, until then, I will see you all later. Thank you again for watching. Have a good day. Peace.